MattyTingles here. Thank you so much for being here today. I am so happy to be here, and I hope that you are as well. So today's video I'm very excited about. It's going to be more of a whispered ramble, story time kind of video with some tapping and that kind of stuff. But I keep seeing this video pop up on YouTube, and I believe it's done by BuzzFeed. So BuzzFeed, if you see this, thank you for making these videos, and I'm gonna try to put my own spin on it, just so you know. But basically, it's a video about people talking about their firsts. So like first, you know, you'll see. But I've wanted to do this video for a long time, and I thought this would be a good time to just make a video, just a whispered video that you can put on and maybe learn something about me, and hopefully it's relaxing. Also, I hope you like this lighting. I changed it a little bit to be a little bit darker. I know that a lot of people have said that some of my videos are too bright, which you're absolutely right. So I'm trying to make it a little bit more relaxing for you, okay? So I hope that this is a little better, okay? Anyway, I'm excited to do this video. I don't know how many questions there are. I haven't seen the questions yet. I had a couple people write them down and come up with them, so I haven't seen them, so that should make it a little better. And yeah, that's it. Just thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited to do this video, and I hope that you enjoy it. Okay, thank you for being here. Please give the video a thumbs up if you like it. Thumbs down if you didn't like it. Just do something, okay? It helps me regardless, okay? So let's get to the video, okay? Okay, so I have the questions right here. That's kind of a cool sound. So yeah, hopefully you'll learn a little bit about me, maybe. Who knows? I seriously don't know what's in these. And then hopefully it's relaxing for you, okay? Shouts to G Fuel. This video's not sponsored by them, but it's just like something that I found that I could put this in. So shouts to G Fuel. I'm actually a little bit nervous as to what's in here, because talking about your first times, depending on what it is, can be either really embarrassing or really intrusive. So we'll see. Hopefully they didn't do me dirty like that. Alright, so here we go. First question. Here we go. First question. First time I was starstruck. That's a good question. Let's see. I mean, so when I was really young, maybe like 5 or 6, I met Damon Stoudemire, who was a point guard on the Portland Trail Blazers. But that was almost too early for me to be starstruck. So I'm gonna say, I used to do music before this. I'm sure a lot of you know that. And I did a show and met Mac Miller, and I was a really big fan of him before that. And so I remember being in the green room backstage and like just being like, man, that's Mac Miller. That's really crazy. And he was super nice to me and said, what's up? And yeah, I think that might be the first time that I was like, that's someone famous in the same room as me. I'm gonna go with that. Rest in peace, Mac Miller. Okay. Next question. First time you used YouTube. Oh man. I have no idea. I honestly have no idea. What year did YouTube come out? Okay, so it says the YouTube domain, youtube.com, was activated Monday, February 14th, 2005. first time I used YouTube was. I was definitely in school. I wish, that's a great question. I wish I remembered actually. I don't, truly, I don't know. I really don't know. Alright, next one. What is the first app you check when waking up? Let me think. It's either I think it's Instagram. And here's why. This is gonna sound really weird, but I save Twitter for last because I know it's gonna suck me in the most, and I know it's probably gonna be where the most notifications are and where everyone is for the most part that I talk to. And so I always do Twitter last. I'm gonna say Instagram, unless we're talking about like actual phone apps, which would be like the messaging app. So normally it goes Instagram, texts, texts, Instagram, email, YouTube, Twitter. Yeah. Okay, next one. First time you watched ASMR. Okay, so I think I figured this out. The first video I ever watched of ASMR was by Amal, and I've told this story before, but I don't know how I came across it, but I found Amal's Librarian roleplay randomly, and that completely changed my life, because up until then, I had experienced ASMR, of course, but I didn't know what it was, and I didn't know that people did it on purpose. So, I remember where I was, I remember everything about that night. So, first time you watched ASMR was definitely watching that Amal Librarian roleplay, which is like 8 years ago or something like that. Shouts to Amal, by the way. Okay, next one. Let's see, first memory from the Reese movie. Ooh. I mean, first memory would be like leaving my house. I'll say this. The first like group memory, it was really, really cool. We got to the production studio's office, and I walked in and Taylor was already there. I think I showed up exactly on time, like to the minute. So Taylor got there a little early, and Taylor was sitting on the couch. I walked in, we like freaked out because that was the first time we had met each other. And then we sat around and talked with the production people, and then let's see, I think Seafoam came in next, and then GB, and then ALB. And it was a really cool moment because none of us had ever met before, but we clicked immediately. And then we did, like 5 minutes after meeting, we were doing wardrobe fittings and stuff. So that was a really cool moment just because that was meeting people who I had talked to forever online, and people that I love and people that I look up to and who inspire me. So that's not necessarily the first moment, but the first memory as a group. Okay, this is actually kind of fun. I like story time, kind of. So I hope you're liking it so far. Okay. Next, first time you got in trouble at school. Okay, the first one I remember, the earliest I can remember was, this is so stupid. So I don't know how school is now, I have no idea, but when I was in elementary school, you would go to recess, right, and our the school I went to was really, really nice, and the thing you wanted from recess is they would open the doors, and we would all run out and try to get the best basketball or football or whatever we were going to play that day. And so I want to say I was in first grade. We ran out. We were all trying to get the best basketball, I think, that day. No, it was a football, best football. Because, you know, like, we had, like, a big basket of footballs, and there was a couple brand new ones. Anyway, this kid named Jesse got the ball that we all wanted, and he was the kid that was like, I'm gonna take this ball so no one can use it. And so I essentially drop kicked him. And I think I was watching like too much Ninja Turtles or something, but I definitely just essentially drop kicked him because we were so mad that he wouldn't give us the ball. And so I got a referral, and I had to go, you know, I had to take the piece of paper home and get it signed, and got in trouble at home. But that is the that is the first time I got in trouble at school, I believe. After that, I was a pretty good kid. All right, next is, ooh, we're getting spicy. Here we go. First time going on a date. Okay, I think I know what it is. I could be wrong about this though, but so where I grew up, there is an enormous sports arena, like kind of on the outside of town, that is 6 full basketball courts under one roof. So it's an enormous building, and they used to throw dances there. And so it wasn't necessarily just a school dance. It was a dance available for basically all the middle schools, I think, around there. So that's quite a few. And so I think the first date that I went on was, you know, after going to a couple, we were like into girls back, you know, we were finally into girls. And so we were like, we should probably, let's ask a girl to this dance, right? And so I did. She said yes. And we went to the dance, and by that I mean our parents drove us separately, and we just met at the door. But that's the first date I can think of, is going to that dance, and specifically going with someone. So that would have been 6th grade, I think. So yeah, that's the first date I can think of. Okay, wow, this is like a trip down memory lane for me too. Okay, here we go. We're getting through these. First YouTuber you subscribed to. Oh, I actually know this, I think. I used to use YouTube basically just to watch covers, like singing covers. And so there was this girl named Alex G. Alex G. And she was incredible and beautiful. Still is. But I remember finding her because she did this Disney song medley that is amazing. And so she did like, it starts off with Circle of Life, and then goes into like Just Around the River Bend. I can't remember what else. Under the Sea, and Beauty and the Beast. Anyway, I do remember actually. But I think that's the first person I ever subscribed to, because I used YouTube for years without really understanding what you do with it. And so I never knew about subscribing or likes or favorites and all that stuff. So, Alex G, if you ever see this, I'm a huge fan still. And I think that you are the first person I ever subscribed to. First AIM screen name. Okay, so for the younger people in here, AIM was what was it? Instant message, AOL instant message, basically. And it was before we had texting. add you, and you could talk in group chats and or separately and put away messages up, and it was a whole thing. Look it up. Anyway, my first screen name was this is so embarrassing. I think my first screen name I ever used, this year I was really into Usher. This was like when he was doing Yeah and Confessions Part 2, like amazing times. And I always made this joke like that he looks like me, which clearly he doesn't, but it was like a joke, a running joke. And so my favorite number is 3. So I believe that my first screen name was Usher Twin 3. Usher Twin 3. I also had This Is Matty, and I also had I want to say I had one that was like Roly Poly 3 or something weird like that. Wow, trip down memory lane. AIM. Okay. Here we go. I don't know how many are left, but alright. First time being on stage. I know this actually, I think, this may not be the first one, but it was the first big one. 5th grade, we did The Wizard of Oz, the 5th grade class, and it was an amazing production actually for 5th graders, and I was the guy. I played 2 roles. One, I was a munchkin, so I had like all green, you know, and then I was the guy that when they get to Oz, they knock on the door, and I open the door, and they say like the horse of a different color line and all that. I was that guy. I can't remember his name, but that was the first time being on stage in like a production of something where a lot of people were watching. Okay, we're getting through these. This is so fun. By the way, any ASMRtists out there, please do this. Like, I'm not gonna tag anybody, but if you're watching this and you're an ASMRtist or even not an ASMRtist, do this and tag me when you post it or whatever. I'd love to watch. Love to watch yours as well. I think this is fun. All right. Oh boy. First time kissing someone. Okay, I know this, but I don't remember the year. So let's see. I mean, it was at a babysitter's, so I had to be pretty young. And her name was Lindsay. And so it was my babysitter's daughter, who was my age. And they lived in this apartment complex thing, if I can remember right. And the middle of the apartment complex, there was a courtyard in the middle with a bunch of trees and stuff. And I don't remember how or why, but one day we were outside and we were like going in between trees and bushes and we were just running around playing, and she stopped me and kissed me, and I don't remember anything else, honestly. I probably blacked out. But anyway, shouts to Lindsay. That's all. That's probably a pretty cute story, actually. Okay, here we go. First country you visited. Oh, okay, so this is kind of cool. So if you don't know, I was adopted when I was about 4 weeks old, so very, very young, from South Korea. So technically, the first country I visited was South Korea. But I guess if I was born there, the first country I visited was America, though. Oh, wow. I never thought of it that way. Let's go with Korea, but maybe America, actually. That's interesting. Okay. Looks like there's still some left. I hope you're enjoying this. I hope that it's entertaining and relaxing. This So let's skip that though, because that doesn't really count, right? So I actually didn't fly after that until I was 21. Seriously, I did not fly till I was 21. And me and 3 friends flew from Portland to Boston. So my first flight was across country for a good friend of ours' wedding, which was an amazing time, and I actually love it over there, by the way. But I remember, like, my hands were like on the seats, like I was like so nervous. And now I fly all the time and I love it. But so yeah, when I was 21, going from Portland to Boston. All right, what is the first song you wrote on Immortal? Okay, so if you don't know, and I actually plan on making a full long video about this topic, but before I did ASMR, I was a recording artist. I put out nine albums and did tours all across the country. Opened for a lot of big names. That's you know, like meeting Mac Miller and stuff. So it was a really amazing time, and Immortal is the last album I put out, and I actually have a copy here. This is the CD. So this is Immortal. Okay. That's my old logo for music. Okay. And if you want to listen to this, by the way, it is on Spotify and Apple Music, everywhere you can listen to music. Just type in Matty Immortal if you want to. It's a really great album. It's by far the best work I ever did. What was the first song you wrote on Immortal? That's a good question. I think it's the song number 8 called Any Minute. Any Minute. I think that's the first song I ever wrote on for this album. This was like a year and a half in the making. Anyway, Immortal, if you want to go listen to that. It's very, very good. Okay. And yeah, I plan to at some point make a full video about my past and touring and albums and recording and all that stuff. It was a big part of my life, and you know, essentially a decade of my life that was really, really fun. So okay, here we go. First time having a girlfriend. Oh man, had to be middle school, I guess. Yeah, cause like in elementary school we would have like girlfriend, boyfriend stuff, but it wasn't real. It was just like, oh, it was just playing around. So I think first girlfriend was 7th grade. Yeah, 7th grade. First time having a girlfriend. Yeah, 7th grade. It was great. We got along really, really well. And I probably haven't seen or spoken to her in 10 years. But shouts to her if you see this. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for dating me in 7th grade. Okay. First time being recognized in public. Great question. I almost put it back. First time being recognized in public. So, I got recognized a lot with music, of course, so I'm gonna skip that though, because I think they're talking about from YouTube. That's a great question. I don't know. I don't know the answer. But I don't know if it's like I have a recognizable face or people just really like saying something, but it actually happens really often. Like, you can ask any one of my friends, basically any of them have been in public with me, and someone comes up and says hi or asks for a picture or something. just happened the other night at the movie theater. Yeah, it happens at restaurants a lot. Restaurants are the number one, actually. Maybe because like you're sitting and people can actually look at you, but it happens a lot, and I love it. It completely makes my day to meet people, and every single time they're super nice, and they're always like, you know, you help me a lot with your videos, and keep going, and we take a picture, and it's amazing. I love it. That being said, I never see these photos that we take ever. So from now on, if you see this video and we take a picture together, please, please, please tag me when you post it, because I'd love to see them. But yeah, I don't know the first time from ASMR, but it happens quite a bit now, which is awesome. Okay, first car. So I got my first car when I was 15. 15, yeah, 'cause you got a permit at 15. So basically what happened is my grandma bought a new car, or actually I think my parents helped get her a new car. And so my grandma ended up giving the car that she had to me, you know, to drive to school and everything. It was a 1992. Yeah, 92. That is 28 years old now. I have no idea where that car is. But it was a 1992 Ford Thunderbird. And I actually found a picture of, this isn't the one I had, but same color, same car. I don't know if you'll be able to, hold on. That is the car that I had. That was my first car. 1992 Ford Thunderbird. And it was in like a teal color. But anyway, that was absolutely my first car that I had, and my grandma, who is still alive and just turned 97 years old, gave me that first car. We have maybe 3 more. So here we go. First text you sent today. I don't know. Today was, that's yesterday. Okay, well, so the first text I sent today was a screenshot of an email to my manager, Ben, about potential sponsorship. Yeah, that was today. Okay, that's what it was. Okay, two more. First time drinking alcohol, not until I was 21. I'm trying to be politically correct. Do not drink until you're 21 or until it's legal where you live. Please be safe. First time I drank, I think I was 18 at a party. Yeah, 18. Alright, last one. I don't know what it is, but hopefully it's good, because okay, that's pretty good. First concert you went to. So the first big concert that I went to was, I grew up listening to oldies and country. And so the first big concert I went to was at at the Rose Garden in Portland. And my parents took me to Alan Jackson, who was a country singer. We saw Alan Jackson, and Leanne Rimes opened for him when she was like 15, and she had like one single out. But yeah, that was the first big concert, and then now, of course, that's like one of my favorite pastimes is go to concerts, and I have seen essentially everybody that I want to see, except for a few people. So, okay, that was actually really, really fun, at least for me. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, please, please, please. It helps so much. Comment below what you thought, if you thought anything, or I would love to know your guys' firsts of any of these too. Let me know. That would be really cool to read. Yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. Follow on socials at MattyTingles everywhere. Twitch I'm almost ready to come back to Twitch. I'm working on one more thing and then I'm ready. And that's MattyTingles on Twitch. That's it. A lot of new content coming. A lot of amazing things. I hope that you're well. I hope that you're asleep, or I hope that you were entertained or learned something, I guess. But regardless, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. If you haven't yet, subscribe if you want to. I have a lot of amazing things coming. So, next time, I will see you next time. But until then, this is like everyone's favorite part, it seems like. Maybe one day I'll do a whole video on it. Until next time, I am MattyTingles, 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 MattyTingles.